Camera lens filters are essential tools for any photographer or videographer looking to enhance their images, protecting their lens or achieving a specific creative effect. Today, we'll cover the basics of common camera lens filters and the different types available, as well as tips to choosing the right filter for your needs. The links for mentioned filters and adapters are in the description of this video. Let's start with the question, what are camera lens filters? Camera lens filters are optical accessories that attach to the front of the camera lens, altering the light that enters the lens and impacting the resulting image. They are typically made of glass or resin, come in a variety of shapes and sizes, and designed to fit different lenses to achieve different effects. What are the different types of filters? The first type and subtype to know about is neutral density (ND) filters and variable neutral density filters (VND) filters, aka sunglasses for your lens. These filters are designed to reduce the amount of light that enters the lens, allowing you to use slower shutter speeds or wider apertures without overexposing your image. These are useful in shooting in bright sunlight, particularly useful for landscape or portrait photography, and can help to achieve a shallower depth of field due to the aforementioned wider aperture. These filters come in a range of strengths, typically measured in stops. A one-stop ND filter reduces the amount of light entering the lens by half, while a two-stop ND filter reduces it to a quarter, and so on. Certain ND filters can be stacked to achieve even greater light reduction if need be. ND filters are useful in a variety of situations, including when you want to blur the motion of water or clouds, create a shallow depth of field in bright sunlight, or use a slower shutter speed to capture movement in low light. They can also be used to achieve a more balanced exposure when shooting in high contrast lighting conditions. Variable neutral density filters, VND filters, are a newer type of ND filters that allows you to adjust the amount of light coming in without changing the filter itself. When choosing an ND filter, it's important to consider the strength of the filter, as well as the quality of the filter itself. And the same goes to any filter you plan on using. Look for filters made of quality glass or resin, as low quality filters can introduce unwanted color cast distortions or reduce the overall sharpness of your image. Some cheaper or older VND filters can also create an X effect when set between stops. The second type of filters to mention is polarizing filters. Polarizing filters are a type of camera lens filters that are designed to reduce reflections and glare while enhancing color saturation and contrast in your images, as they can help reduce glare and reflections from water, glass, and other reflective surfaces. They can also enhance the color of foliage and other natural elements, making them ideal for landscape and nature photography. I should also get them myself, because there's two lights here and you can see the reflections on the lenses of my glasses. I don't like that, but guess what? I can't do anything about it right now. Polarizing filters come in two main types: circular polarizers, CPL, and linear polarizers, just LP. Circular polarizers are the most common type, and they are designed to work with modern autofocus cameras. Linear polarizers are an older type of filter that may not work properly with some modern cameras. When using a polarizing filter, it's important to understand how to adjust the filter to achieve the desired effect. Rotating the filter can increase or decrease the amount of polarization, allowing you to fine-tune the effect to your need. For example, if you're shooting a landscape with a blue sky, you can rotate the filter to enhance the blue color and make the sky look deeper and richer. It's worth noting that polarizing filters can reduce the amount of light entering the lens, typically by 1 to 2 stops. This means that you may need to adjust your exposure setting to compensate for the amount of light lost going through the filter. Additionally, polarizing filters may not be effective in all situations, such as when shooting in low light or when using a wide-angle lens. The third type to mention is UV filters, also known as ultraviolet filters. They are a type of camera lens filters that are designed to reduce the amount of UV light that enters the lens. They are often used as a form of protection for the lens, as they can help to prevent scratches, dust, and other potential damage. UV filters work by blocking out UV rays, which can cause haze and reduce the overall clarity and sharpness of your image. By reducing the amount of UV light that enters the lens, UV filters can help to improve the color and contrast of your images, particularly when shooting outdoors in bright sunlight. While UV filters are often marketed as essential accessories for all photographers, there is some debate among professionals about their usefulness. Some argue that modern camera lenses are already designed to reduce the impact of UV light, making UV filters unnecessary. Additionally, some photographers have reported that UV filters can introduce unwanted lens flare or reduce the sharpness of their images. Despite these concerns, many photographers still choose to use UV filters as a form of protection for their lenses. They can also be a useful tool when shooting in harsh lighting conditions, as they can help to reduce haze and improve the overall clarity of the image. When buying a UV filter, it's important to choose a high-quality filter made from durable materials to ensure that it provides the best possible protection for your lens and doesn't impact the image quality negatively. The fourth type, and the simplest Color filters. They work by selectively blocking certain wavelengths of light, allowing other colors to pass through the filter and onto the camera's sensor. Color filters come in a variety of colors, including red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. Each color filter can affect the color in the image differently. Red filters, for example, are commonly used in black and white photography to darken the sky and enhance the contrast in the clouds. They can also be used to enhance the contrast in portraits and bring out the texture in skin tones. Orange and yellow color filters are often used in landscape photography to enhance the color of foliage and give the sky a deeper blue color. They can also be used to create a warm vintage look in portraits. Green filters are useful for enhancing the colors of foliage and plants in landscape photography, while blue filters can be used to create a cool calming effect in water or sky scenes. Color filters can also be combined to create a unique effect. For example, combining a red filter with a blue filter can create a purple effect in your images. It's important to note that color filters can also affect your exposure setting, particularly when using film cameras. Because color filters block certain wavelengths of light, they can reduce the overall amount of light reaching the camera's sensor or film, requiring the adjustments to the exposure setting. The last and most general category of lens filters is special effect filters. Special effect filters are a type of camera lens filters that can be used to create unique and creative effects in your images. They can be used to add soft focus, starburst, vignetting, and other effects to your images. Soft focus filters can add a soft, dreamy effect to your images, creating a romantic and nostalgic atmosphere. They work by diffusing the light, which can help to smooth out blemishes and wrinkles in portraits. There's also star filters. These filters create a starburst effect around bright points of light, such as street lights or candles. They work by adding lines to the light sources in your image. There's vignetting filters, which darkens the edges of an image, drawing attention to the center and creating a more dramatic effect. This can be especially useful in portrait photography, as it can help to create a more intimate atmosphere and can lead the attention of the viewers. There's kaleidoscope filters, which can create a repeating pattern effect in your images. They work by splitting the light and creating multiple reflections within the filter, which can create a unique and colorful effect. There's infrared filters, which blocks visible light, allowing infrared light to pass through. This can create a unique and surreal effect in your images, as it can capture details that are not visible to the human naked eye, except under special conditions. There's diffusion filters, which work by scattering the light that enters the lens, which can help to soften the appearance of skin and other details in the image. They come in different strengths, ranging from subtle to strong. But what if I have different lenses in different sizes? Step up and step down rings are adapters that allow you to use camera filters with lenses that have different filter thread sizes. For example, if you have a filter that fits a lens with a 67mm filter thread size, but you also have a lens with a 52mm filter thread size, you can use a step-up ring to adapt the 67mm filter to the 52mm lens. Step-up rings have a larger filter thread size on one end and a smaller filter thread size on the other end. They screw onto the lens with a smaller filter thread size, and then the filter can be screwed onto the step-up ring. There's also step-down rings, which work in the opposite way. They have a smaller filter thread size on one end and a larger filter thread size on the other end. This allows you to use a filter that fits on a lens with a larger thread size on a lens with a smaller filter thread size. I also have to note that using step-up and step-down rings can affect the angle of view of your lens. This is because the filter or the adapter may block a portion of the lens's view, particularly when using a wide-angle lens. Additionally, using multiple step-up or step-down rings can lead to vignetting, which is when the edges of your image becomes darker. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to our channel and hitting the notification bell to stay up to date with our latest content. We'd also love to hear your thoughts and ideas in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you learned something today and can join our exploration of the intersection between technology and creativity.